And we're live. Okay, so I'm trying this for the first time and I'm going live on Instagram and live on Facebook. I'm going to try it. We'll see. So today we are talking about Taurus, all things Taurus. I'm so excited to continue on this launch of the Zodiac collection and to continue on this adventure of all of these beautiful signs and what we are creating on this round for the Zodiacs. So today we are talking all about Taurus. Here it is. So this is the Taurus bracelet. Oh, I'm going to Instagram first. Here's the Taurus bracelet. And we also have, remember, the malas. So here is the Taurus mala. My husband saw this one and he was like, oh my gosh, I love these colors, right? So for the Taurus pieces, we have azurite, lapis lazuli, kunzite, which is a new one for us. We haven't been using that stone before. And then we've got citrine, labradorite, and clear quartz. So if you saw my video from earlier today, the inspiration behind each of these pieces is actually the vibration of the ruling planet. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is this beautiful planet of love, beauty, luxury, appreciation, gratitude, these kind of energies. But let's talk a little bit about Taurus. So Taurus here is a fixed sign, which is one of the things that we need to talk about, because Taurus being a fixed sign means that they are the stabilizers. They are part of the sustainers in the zodiac. So the cardinal signs are going to be the ones who are going to start it, initiate, just like Aries, that fire, that passion, go for it. Taurus is going to come in and say like, yes, all right, let's stabilize this, make it sustainable. They have the qualities of persistence and strength and focus and loyalty. So the other fixed signs are going to be Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So thinking of these people that you know in your life that have any of these signs and how they can have some of these attributes that we love and adore. That's the beauty of going through each of the signs, is that we can really appreciate who each of them are and what each of us brings to the table. We need this variety, right? So the element for Taurus is earth. It's a fixed sign. Some of these traits as well for Taurus are they're very grounded, they're sensual, they're patient. These are the ones who really love good food, love being home and snuggly and cuddly. I'm wearing a big, one of these comfort sweatshirts. They're all cozy. I'm not a Taurus, but I do have Virgo and Capricorn in my top three. So Taurus is the only earth sign that I don't have in my top three. But I can appreciate my Taurus friends, right? They're very dependable. They're very persistent. These are the ones that take that consistent action. They're constantly moving forward in a steady way, not in the fiery Aries, passionate, get things started way, but steady, sustainable, continuous. Comfort loving, right? Loyal and artistic. So Taurus, having a Taurus in your chart, in your top three, is a little bit different for different things. So when you have your Taurus as your sun sign, which is the one that most people know about, right? When someone says, what's your sign? And we say Taurus, that's based on our birthday, and that's where the sun was when we were born. So this identity is centered around what we were talking about, that stability, security, physical pleasures, enjoyment of this earthly realm. These individuals often move at their own pace and are deeply rooted in what brings comfort and joy, right? They teach us to indulge in the luxuries of life, right? And that's part of their Venus, right? That ruling sign, or ruling planet, excuse me. So now if your moon is in Taurus, emotionally you are very steady and still, that comfort seeking. We like our familiar. You crave security in relationships and environments. So your home, your space needs to be steady and needs to be consistent. You often have a strong connection to nature, or the physical body. It's interesting because I have a Taurus that I know and I adore, and she is very aware of the physical body, so much so that she helps other people come into their physical body, myself included. And so we really appreciate their deep connection to nature and the physical body in such a way that it can help to guide the rest of us in that direction, right? So now if your rising sign is in Taurus, so remember your sun is kind of how you show up or how people are perceiving you in the world. Your moon sign is going to be more of your emotional body, and your rising sign is known as the seat of the soul, sort of where you really sit. So when your rising sign is in Taurus, you come across as very calm, steady, very pleasant, and Taurus often are very, very magnetic. You want to be around them. You want to learn from them. You want to study them and be in their orbit, right? They're very magnetic. They have an earthy presence, and they value creating a beautiful and harmonious life. So not only are they continuously chipping away at things and being consistent and constantly showing up and teaching and leading in these things, but they very much want it to be harmonious. They don't want to lean into that burnout. They won't go into that burnout. And if they do, they're going to learn really hard that that's not where they want to be, right? So Taurus love the harmony, the beauty, steady, really pleasant things. So they're really a beautiful energy to be around. On the kind of other side, they can be a little bit stubborn. So if you are a Taurus, or if you have a Taurus in your life, you know that they're going to kind of, once they decide something, they're going to stick their heels in, and that's where it's going to be, right? And you know, usually you kind of want to go along with it. Sometimes if you're married to a Taurus, you're like, no, you don't always want to go along with it, right? You could be butting heads. All right, so their ruling planet is Venus. So let's talk a little bit about Venus, because the stones and the crystals that we chose are very much aligned, or that's what the whole inspiration was, vibrationally aligned with Venus. So Venus, again, has these properties of love, of beauty, of harmony. So you can see where that is influencing our Taurus friends. It's also the properties of attraction, of value. So when they are creating something, it is of value. They're not just here to make noise. They're not here to just fill the void. They are creating something that is of deep value. And of course, pleasure and beauty always. So the connection of Venus to Taurus is that Venus gives Taurus with its appreciation for the finer things. They love music, they love good food, they love art, they love luxury and being surrounded by these beautiful things. It brings a sensual and affectionate tone to their very grounded nature, emphasizing this loyalty, this emotional depth that they have in relationships. So they love sensual, they love affectionate, and that's how they also show up in these relationships with other people. So if you are a Taurus, or if you have a Taurus in your life, you should check out our Taurus bracelet. And I'm so excited, we also have the Taurus mala. So having these, I'm so excited about the malas because we never had them before. I had the old Zodiac collection for 7 years. We have made hundreds of those, of that collection. And, you know, I just was feeling like, I think these are done. And I have new inspiration and new ideation. And so I wanted to bring it to life. And we never had malas before. And now we have them. And we made them in the 6mm size. So they're a little bit smaller, a little bit more friendly to wear. So they come down just about this far instead of going almost down to your belly button with the bigger malas. So that's kind of exciting that they are a little bit smaller in that way. And the smaller beads have been really popular. So we listened, we heard you. I'm very excited about this collection. So check it out. They're live on the site now. And then tomorrow, oh yeah, tomorrow we have Gemini. Let me give you a little peek. So Gemini, if you had Gemini before, it is very different than what it is now. So Gemini before was like pinks and purples and whites and like teal, aqua kind of colors. It's totally different because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is the same as Virgo actually. And these are the colors of the Gemini. Totally different, and I cannot wait to introduce it tomorrow. So thanks for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.